Peace, Yah bless. I am Asaya ben Yisrael, the iconoclast. I'm with Yah our righteousness. This will be part 7 of the series, The Destruction of Babylon, aka the United States of America. We left off at verse 34 of Jeremiah chapter 51, so we're going to pick it up at verse 35. As always, I have my trusty timer. Let's begin. Verse 35. The violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon, shall the inhabitant of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea shall YHWHrusalem say. So what is this talking about? This is talking about when the destruction of this daughter of Babylon, the United States of America, when it takes place. The redeemed of Yah, the children of Israel, will be back in their land of Israel, and they will, of course, hear about the fall of this daughter of Babylon, United States of America. They will say, the violence done to me and my flesh be upon Babylon. What is that talking about? That's talking about all of the murders, the burn-ins, the rape, the different atrocities committed against the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes and blacks and coloreds and African Americans, which are really just the Hebrew Israelites of the Book of Remembrance, the so-called Old Testament, but they have lost their identity because of what our ancestors did. But at that point in time, we're going to remember like we're remembering now. And when we hear about the fall of Babylon, the destruction, we're going to say the violence done to me and my flesh, to every single one of us that's been murdered and shot down and stepped on and mistreated, all of that is upon Babylon, because as you sow, you reap. So that's what the inhabitants of Zion, the parched place, are going to say. And YHWHrusalem is going to say something similar. My blood be upon the inhabitants of Chaldea. They are going to get what they deserve. Nothing goes unanswered. No one goes unpunished for the crimes that they commit and for the violence and the blood that they spill. Verse 36. Therefore thus saith Yah, behold, I will plead thy cause and take vengeance for thee, and I will dry up her sea and make her springs dry. Yah is saying that he's going to plead our cause. He's going to make an intervention, and he's going to take vengeance for us. In another place, Yah says, all that swallow thee up offend. All that oppress thee are offenders, because he delivered us into the hands of these people, and they showed us no mercy. And Yah says that he's going to dry up her sea and make her springs dry. And we're in the midst of watching that take place now. On the West Coast, there is a mega drought. The water reservoirs are at their lowest. They're not allowing folks to water their grass. Farmers have to decide between which crops to kill and which crops to let live. So we're on our way into a famine, or as they call it, food insecurity, which is really just a euphemism for famine. Verse 37, Yah says, and Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, United States of America, shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, an astonishment and a hissing without an inhabitant. Heaps, ruination, piles of rubbish, a dwelling place for dragons, alligators, Komodo dragons, reptiles, snakes, and astonishment. Everyone will be astonished, and in hissing, like that, without an inhabitant. No one will ever live here again. It's being stated and has been stated over and over again that just like Sodom and Gomorrah, no one will be living in this place after its destruction. Verse 38, they shall roar together like lions. They shall yell as lions' whelps. Who's that talking about? That's talking about the inhabitants of Babylon that are in the midst of roaring now with all the protests and uprisings and civil unrest and the Mad Max situation that's approaching. Verse 39, Yah says, in their heat, I will make their feasts, and I will make them drunken, that they may rejoice and sleep a perpetual sleep and not wake, saith Yah. Right? In their heat, like a dog in heat, which when a dog is in heat, it cannot be prevented. And these Chaldeans, these Aryans, these Caucasians are in heat. And the inhabitants of this nation in general are in heat. They're mad on their idols. They have to watch their baseball. They have to go out and eat. They have to take their trips. There are things that they have to do, and if they can't do these things, then they lose their minds. But Yah says, in their heat, he will make their feasts. Right? Their 4th of July feasts. Their Thanksgiving feasts. Their Christmas feasts. Their Easter feasts. Right? They cannot go without these feasts. And Yah says he will make them drunken. They're going to stagger. Loss of judgment. Right? Impaired. Loss of inhibition. Why? That they may rejoice. Right? Even at this time, Yah's still giving them some pleasure because they're perpetually given to pleasures. And Yah says that they're going to sleep a perpetual sleep. A perpetual sleep. Why? Because he's going to destroy this nation and it will never rise again. They say that they're woke, but are they really? No, they're descending deeper and deeper into darkness, deeper and deeper into sleep. And Yah says they're going to sleep a perpetual sleep and not wake, saith the king, Yah. What does Yah say? I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with he-goats. What is Yah talking about? Take, for example, this plandemic, scamdemic, and people that are going out to get jabs, or whatever they call them, get needles stuck in their arm. And you can't tell them anything. This situation is worse than the movie Idiocracy, when everyone just gradually loses sensibility over a period of time. So they will willingly go out there and take an injection of poison willingly because the idiot tube, the television told them to. The talking heads told them to. The celebrities told them to. The politicians told them to. The quote-unquote authorities told them to. And they're standing in lines for blocks to get jabbed. They're being brought down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with he-goats. The lambs don't know what's going on when they're going into the slaughterhouse. They're just bah, and they just keep moving until the blade comes and their head comes off. That's how similar Yah is going to lead these people to their slaughter. They will be mindless and senseless when it happens because they're already in heat. They can't think about anything else other than their desires, other than their passions, and other than pursuing the delusions of their hearts and of their mind, their Christianity, their Islam, their Judaism, whatever religion it is, Scientology, Mormonism, whatever it is, they're in heat and cannot prevent themselves. Verse 41, Yah says, how is Shishak, the land of commerce, the land of capitalism, taken? And how is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is Babylon, the United States of America, become an astonishment among the nation? When this happens, many people will be surprised, especially the ones here, when they hear about the incoming nuclear annihilation. How is Babylon become an astonishment among the nations? This nation puts billions and billions of dollars into its military and into its defense and into weapons, and says that it has the greatest army, the most powerful army, navy, and military on the face of the earth. But when this happens, the nation that puffed up and beat its chest in pride and went around destroying and pillaging other nations will become an astonishment to the other nations. How did that happen to that nation when they had all of these weapons and all of these, this power and all of this alleged wisdom and knowledge and understanding? Is going to be an astonishment. What does Yah say? Verse 42, the sea is come upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitudes of the waves thereof. What's that talking about? This nation is going to sink into the sea. After it's pummeled and beaten down and threshed by those nuclear weapons, it will be covered with the multitudes of the waves of the sea. Verse 43, Yah says, her cities are a desolation, a dry land, and a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwelleth. Again, it will be totally wasteland. It won't even be Mad Max because there won't be people here to act or carry out a Mad Max scenario. Neither doth any son of man pass thereby. For what reason? What are you going to come here and what are you going to pass by for? It's been destroyed. There's nuclear waste. What does Yah say in verse 44? And I will punish Bel in Babylon, right? Bel, the modern day Bel, is Jesus, Yeshua, this Christian nation, right? And I will punish Bel, the idol Bel, in Babylon, in the United States of America. And I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he had swallowed up when they went around converting people to Christianity with the edge of the sword. If you didn't convert, they would kill you. So Bel, this idol, swallowed up a bunch of people, especially the Israelites that are wandering around in Christianity and in houses of idolatry and don't know their identity and refuse to hear. And the nation shall not flow together anymore unto him. Christianity is going out. There will never be another religion like Christianity. There will never be any more religions at all. Yes, the wall of Babylon shall fall, right? They say on the back of the dollar bill, in God we trust, right? What God? In this nation, the currency is their God. In this nation, the idol, Bel, Jesus, right? Baal, Lord Jesus Christ, right? Is the wall that they use to surround themselves and that they think protects them. But Yah says, yes, the wall of Babylon shall fall. Time has run out. This has been Asaya ben Yisrael, the iconoclast, with Yah our righteousness. If you found this video to be informative, hit the like button If you would like to hear more content like this, hit subscribe and hit the bell. If you have any questions or comments or concern, feel free to drop a comment right below. Stay tuned for the finale of this series, The Destruction of Babylon, aka the United States of America. Until next time, peace and Yah bless.